The rain fell softly over Seattle-Tacoma International Airport that evening, each droplet catching the light like tiny shimmering tears. Amidst the bustling crowd, Rex, a German shepherd with deep, watchful eyes, moved silently beside Officer Anna Mitchell, sensing something no one else could yet feel. Before we uncover this unforgettable story, let us know in the comments where you're listening from, because bravery knows no borders, and we cherish every heart this tale touches. Little did anyone know, Rex's quiet instincts were about to change hundreds of lives, forever. Rain drifted down in gentle sheets, wrapping Seattle-Tacoma International Airport in a thin veil of silver mist. Inside Terminal C, travelers bustled through the halls, luggage wheels humming softly across polished floors. Amidst the lively throng stood Officer Anna Mitchell, quietly composed, yet forever carrying the subtle sadness deep within her chestnut-brown eyes. At 35, Anna possessed an aura of quiet authority, her brunette hair tucked neatly beneath her official cap, her posture straight despite a lingering emotional weight that sometimes slowed her footsteps. A small silver locket, worn beneath her crisp navy uniform, held the cherished photo of her younger sister, Emily, lost tragically in a terrorist attack 10 years ago, an event still painfully etched into Anna's heart. Beside her stood Rex, a 6-year-old German shepherd with a dense coat of black and tan fur and a gaze marked by gentle warmth rather than fierce aggression. Unlike the usual high-energy police dogs known to bark and intimidate, Rex was silent, observant, almost thoughtful. His demeanor, gentle and restrained, often drew amused glances from other officers, who quietly joked he was better suited for therapy than security. Yet, to Anna, Rex was exactly what she needed, a companion who understood silence, who perceived the world in quiet subtleties, just as she did. "Busy night?" said Officer David Harper, a stout, friendly colleague with sandy blonde hair and a perpetual smile, nodding toward the passengers streaming past. "How's our quiet hero tonight?" Anna glanced down affectionately at Rex, who sat patiently by her side, ears slightly perked as he scanned the moving crowd. "Same as always," Anna replied softly, quiet, steady, watching. Harper chuckled, giving Rex an affectionate pat. "Well, hopefully, no excitement tonight. Quiet suits him." As Harper walked away, Anna's gaze lingered on the passengers boarding Flight 275 bound for London. Her heart tightened briefly, recalling Emily's face, always bright and excited about the world, taken too soon aboard a similar plane. Anna exhaled slowly, her fingers instinctively touching the hidden locket beneath her uniform. Suddenly, Rex shifted slightly, his ears swiveling toward a distant gate. He didn't bark or whine, merely leaned forward ever so slightly, alert and intent. Anna noticed immediately. She had long learned to read the subtle nuances of Rex's behavior. Her eyes followed his line of sight, landing on a group of passengers waiting to board Flight 275. At first glance, nothing seemed amiss. Families, couples, business travelers, all ordinary faces preparing for an ordinary journey. Yet Rex continued watching, his gaze fixed unwaveringly on a particular man in the crowd. The man appeared perfectly average, middle-aged, dressed smartly in a dark suit, his salt and pepper hair neatly combed. His boarding pass read Daniel Carter. Anna took a step forward, signaling Rex to follow. As they approached, Carter noticed them and smiled politely, a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. "Evening, officer," he said smoothly. "Beautiful dog." Anna nodded politely, but Rex was still, his deep brown eyes quietly intense. Anna paused, hesitated, and then spoke gently. "Routine check, sir. Won't take a moment." Carter raised his eyebrows slightly, but complied, placing his briefcase on a nearby table. Rex moved quietly, sniffing briefly but showed no overt reaction. Anna felt a flush of uncertainty. Perhaps she was projecting her own unease onto her partner. She thanked Carter, who nodded courteously and moved toward the boarding gate. Rex, however, remained motionless, his eyes following Carter closely until the man disappeared from view. Anna knelt down, her hand gently stroking Rex's thick fur. "What is it, boy?" she murmured softly. Rex turned slowly, meeting her eyes, a deep, indescribable sadness mirrored between them, as if both sensed something intangible, yet undeniably real, hidden beneath the surface. As Flight 275 announced final boarding, Anna stood quietly beside Rex, heart heavy with uncertainty. Was she letting old fears cloud her judgment? Or was Rex seeing something that everyone else, including herself, had missed? For now, all she could do was trust. Trust the quiet, gentle dog that had never yet failed to stand faithfully at her side, waiting patiently for a truth she could not yet see. Anna stood quietly near the boarding gate, a subtle tension lingering in her posture as she watched passengers slowly vanish into the aircraft. Rex sat calmly by her side, but his eyes remained fixed with unsettling intensity upon Daniel Carter's figure, gradually disappearing through the cabin door. Though Anna had found nothing suspicious, the quiet yet relentless alertness emanating from Rex made her heart ache with uncertainty. Was it possible that this gentle German shepherd, always thoughtful and quiet, was sensing something hidden so deeply that even technology had missed? As Flight 275 prepared for departure, Anna felt a strange weight settle in her chest. Her rational mind reassured her everything was routine, but her heart remained restless, whispering faint warnings she couldn't silence. Rex was clearly troubled, yet he remained perfectly composed, his ears perked, dark eyes sharp and unwavering. He never growled or barked. His silent persistence was somehow more unsettling. Nearby, Officer Jessica Monroe, a younger colleague known for her energetic personality and a warm smile, approached. Jessica was petite, with curly auburn hair and bright green eyes that often sparkled with youthful optimism. She gently rested a hand on Anna's shoulder and gave Rex a reassuring glance. "Hey, everything okay?" Jessica asked softly, sensing Anna's inner turmoil. "Rex seems worried," Anna admitted quietly. "I checked a passenger named Carter. Nothing came up, but Rex won't let it go." Jessica looked sympathetically toward Rex. "You trust him, Anna. He might be sensing something we're missing." Anna nodded slowly. She remembered clearly how Rex had proven himself before, quietly discovering hidden contraband that had eluded scanners. Trusting him had saved lives, but now, with emotions running deep from her past, she doubted herself more than ever. Flight 275 cleared for departure. A calm voice announced overhead, breaking Anna's reverie. Passengers now fully boarded, the doors closed smoothly, signaling an imminent takeoff. Anna exhaled, hoping the tension she felt was simply her old wounds reopening. Still, she noticed Rex's posture grow more rigid, his gaze fixed firmly as the plane slowly rolled away from the gate. Anna gently stroked his dense, sable fur, wishing she could soothe both his instincts and her own fears. After the aircraft departed, Rex relaxed slightly, though the subtle anxiety remained evident in his watchful eyes. Anna returned to her patrol duties, guiding Rex through the terminal, her thoughts troubled yet determined to focus on her tasks. But Rex was not himself. He moved cautiously, sniffing carefully around gates and luggage carts, more alert and intent than usual. The quiet hum of the terminal, filled with distant murmurs and rolling suitcases, felt louder and more discordant to Anna's ears. Then Rex suddenly stopped again, this time near the wide window overlooking the runway, his body still and tense. Anna knelt beside him, her pulse quickening. "What is it now, boy?" she whispered, following his gaze into the rainy twilight. Outside, Flight 275 moved slowly toward the runway, lights blinking steadily against the gloom. Standing there, watching the aircraft's slow journey across the wet tarmac, Anna's heart clenched painfully. In that silent moment, she felt the echoes of her past crashing against her present fears. Rex had never acted this persistently without cause. She knew she must trust him, yet she had found no logical reason to intervene further. Doubt gnawed relentlessly at her. She gently placed her hand on Rex's broad shoulder, feeling his quiet strength beneath her fingertips. "You did good, Rex," she murmured reassuringly. He looked up at her briefly, a depth of sadness in his dark eyes, as if mourning her inability to fully understand what he already knew. Behind them, terminal noises faded into an indistinct murmur, the steady rain continuing to fall. Rex refused to move from his spot, remaining attentive to the aircraft, now lifting off into the darkening sky. Anna knelt quietly beside him, feeling strangely helpless, silently praying that her doubts were unfounded. Yet deep within, she sensed Rex was right. She could only hope the cost of her hesitation would not be as devastating as her heart feared. As the engines of Flight 275 roared into life, the steady hum echoing throughout Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, Rex remained fixed by the terminal window, his dark eyes tracking the aircraft as it slowly ascended into the cloudy sky. Anna's chest tightened painfully. Around them, curious passengers began to stare, sensing something unusual in Rex's unwavering attention. Suddenly, Rex rose, urgency flickering in his movements, and rushed toward the boarding gate, planting himself firmly in front of the closed doors, refusing to move. Passengers murmured nervously. Airport staff exchanged worried glances. Anna gently tried to coax him away, but Rex remained rooted in place, his silent intensity filling the air with unspoken dread. Moments later, Supervisor Mark Daniels approached swiftly, his face a mask of restrained frustration. Tall and broad-shouldered, with graying hair meticulously combed back and glasses perched sternly on his nose, Mark was a man accustomed to order and calm. He had always respected Anna's professionalism, but today his voice carried unmistakable disappointment. "Officer Mitchell," Mark spoke quietly, "I understand what you've been through, but we can't have your dog creating panic in the terminal. This behavior isn't acceptable." Anna looked up, her voice steady but pleading. "Sir, Rex has never behaved irrationally before. I believe he senses something important." Mark raised a hand gently, interrupting her. "Anna, your judgment is clouded. It's clear to me your emotions are interfering. I'm sorry, but I must relieve you of your duties temporarily." Anna felt a chill sweep over her, the words stinging deeply. She knew her superior cared for her well-being, but the doubt in his eyes hurt more than she expected. Reluctantly, she handed Rex's leash to Officer Tom Hendricks, a reliable veteran with salt and pepper hair, and a reassuring, steady presence. Tom offered Anna a sympathetic glance, quietly taking Rex's leash and gently leading the dog away. "Take care of him," Anna whispered softly, her voice thickening with emotion. Rex hesitated, looking back at Anna, a quiet confusion shadowing his soulful eyes. Her heart broke as Tom guided him down the corridor, each step distancing him from the person who understood him best. For Rex, the separation felt painfully unnatural. Tom was kind and patient, but his commands lacked the subtle understanding that Rex and Anna had silently built together. Rex continued glancing anxiously toward the windows, ears perking at the distant roar of engines and muffled airport announcements, trying to communicate the urgency he still felt within. Tom observed Rex's anxiety with growing concern, kneeling to stroke the dog's thick coat gently. "Hey, buddy," Tom murmured. "I know something's bothering you, but we checked everything out. The plane's already gone." Rex shifted restlessly, frustration swelling inside him. His instincts, sharp and unwavering, screamed that danger was close, far too close. He moved again to the wide window overlooking the runway, ears flattened slightly, nose twitching as he stared out into the rainy horizon. Tom watched him, unsettled by Rex's persistent vigilance. Meanwhile, Anna stood quietly in the airport staff lounge, feeling lost and helpless. The temporary suspension echoed bitterly in her heart, reopening the wound left by the loss of her sister. She'd always trusted her instincts, trusted Rex. But now she questioned her own judgment, wondering if she truly had allowed her past trauma to cloud reality. Jessica Monroe entered softly, concern evident in her gentle eyes. "Anna, how are you holding up?" Anna exhaled softly, her voice barely above a whisper. "Maybe Mark was right. Maybe I'm just holding on to ghosts, letting them cloud my judgment." Jessica touched Anna's arm reassuringly. "Your intuition isn't just trauma, Anna. Rex felt something too, remember? Trust him. Trust yourself." Anna managed a faint smile, grateful for Jessica's comforting presence. Yet, deep down, uncertainty still gnawed at her. Rex had sensed something that she was sure of. But had her hesitation cost them a crucial chance? Outside, the rain continued gently, droplets tracing silent paths down the terminal windows, reflecting Anna's own quiet sorrow. Rex remained vigilant at Tom's side, his body tense, eyes fixed resolutely on the darkening sky. The bond between him and Anna stretched thin, tested by disbelief and doubt, yet somehow still holding on, a fragile trust suspended delicately between hope and fear. Rex remained anxiously at Tom's side, his muscular body taut, ears perked forward, eyes scanning the busy terminal. Though calm on the surface, beneath Rex's composed exterior was an urgent sense of danger that he couldn't ignore. He paced slightly, a subtle but clear indication to Tom that something still troubled him deeply. Tom knelt down beside Rex, gently rubbing the dog's thick black and tan coat. "Easy, boy," Tom whispered soothingly, although even he felt unsettled by Rex's intense vigilance. Across the terminal, Anna watched helplessly from the staff lounge, separated by glass walls and her own doubts. Her heart ached with regret as she observed Rex, the companion she trusted more than anyone, struggling desperately to convey a message no one seemed willing to hear. Her superior, Mark Daniels, had made it clear she couldn't interfere, but she couldn't shake the gnawing feeling in her heart. Suddenly, Rex's demeanor shifted sharply. He lunged forward, tugging fiercely at the leash in Tom's hands. Tom held firmly, startled by the sudden force, but Rex pulled harder, almost pleading with him. Sensing an urgency he couldn't fully grasp but knew not to ignore, Tom reluctantly allowed Rex to lead him forward. With determined strides, Rex raced through the crowd toward Gate 15, the boarding area of the next departing flight to London. At Gate 15, Daniel Carter stood calmly, his polished shoes gleaming under the terminal lights, his expression carefully neutral as he waited among the final passengers to board. As soon as Rex spotted him, the dog's pace quickened, eyes locked unwaveringly on Carter's suitcase. Tom noticed this and felt a sudden, uneasy tightening in his chest. He quickly signaled nearby security officers for assistance. Before anyone could react, Rex, driven by instinct, broke free from Tom's grasp and rushed forward into the passenger line, bypassing startled passengers. Without hesitation, Rex pressed his nose firmly against Carter's sleek, black suitcase, emitting a low, steady whine that resonated clearly in the silent terminal. Passengers stepped back nervously, eyes wide with apprehension. Security personnel swiftly intervened. Carter's eyes widened momentarily, a brief flicker of panic crossing his composed face. Two officers approached quickly, asking Carter to step aside. Carter protested mildly, attempting a convincing show of innocence, but Rex's unwavering stance, his focused gaze, told another story entirely. From the lounge, Anna watched the scene unfold with a mixture of relief and dread. Her heart raced as she realized Rex's instincts had been correct all along. Unable to hold herself back any longer, Anna moved quickly toward the scene, reaching the gate just as security officers carefully examined Carter's luggage. Using precision scanners, security soon uncovered a meticulously concealed compartment within the suitcase. Hidden inside was a highly advanced explosive device, designed to detonate mid-flight, devastating in its quiet lethality. Gasps of shock rippled through the gathered crowd, faces pale with realization of the catastrophe narrowly avoided. Daniel Carter, now visibly shaken, was swiftly detained. As officers escorted him away, Carter's composure finally broke, his confident facade dissolving into silent resignation. Nearby, Anna knelt beside Rex, gently wrapping her arms around him, feeling the dog's steady heartbeat, the quiet strength she'd come to rely on so deeply. "I should have trusted you sooner." Anna whispered softly into Rex's fur, tears brimming in her eyes. Rex nudged her affectionately, reassuring her that he understood. Soon after, detailed investigations rapidly uncovered Carter's dark connections to an organized terror network, shocking everyone involved. Mark Daniels approached Anna quietly, his eyes carrying a sincere apology. "Anna," he began gently, "I owe you and Rex an apology. Your instincts were right. Rex's instincts were remarkable." Anna looked up, her eyes filled with gratitude, forgiveness easily offered. "He's always been remarkable," she replied softly, glancing down at Rex, who remained quietly at her side, watchful yet now calm. Throughout the terminal, word of Rex's heroic actions spread quickly, and passengers gazed at the quiet German shepherd with newfound admiration and respect. Rex, however, seemed unaware of the praise. For him, the duty was simple, his loyalty pure, unwavering, quiet, and deep. Standing there amidst the quiet aftermath, Anna finally felt the heavy burden of the past begin to lift slightly from her heart. Rex had not only saved countless lives today, but had also gently guided her back toward trust, healing a wound she had carried silently for so long. Now, together, they stood in shared gratitude, knowing that this moment had bound their hearts more closely than ever before. The airport lounge filled with hushed whispers and admiring glances as Anna stood proudly beside Rex, gently stroking his glossy black and tan fur. She felt warmth rise in her chest, replacing the lingering chill of doubt that had haunted her for so long. Around them, gathered in respectful silence, were officers and airport staff, passengers and families, all bearing witness to a quiet hero whose instincts had saved countless lives. Supervisor Mark Daniels stepped forward, his expression gentle, eyes reflecting both pride and remorse. His sternness had softened now, replaced by humility. "Today," he began warmly, "we honor not just bravery but loyalty, loyalty that spoke louder than any words." Mark paused briefly, eyes meeting Anna's with sincerity. "Officer Mitchell, I deeply regret doubting you. Your bond with Rex showed us something we often overlook. The quietest voice is sometimes the most powerful." Anna nodded softly, her eyes glistening with emotion. She knelt briefly beside Rex, who calmly gazed back at her with quiet understanding. Rex didn't wag his tail excitedly or bark triumphantly. Instead, he remained quietly composed, a humble guardian whose courage needed no recognition to validate it. Jessica Monroe moved forward, presenting Rex with a simple yet elegant medal engraved with the words, "Hero of Seattle-Tacoma." Jessica's eyes shone with genuine admiration as she gently fastened it to Rex's collar. "Rex," she whispered affectionately, "you taught us all the importance of listening with our hearts." Nearby stood Tom Hendricks, his posture relaxed and respectful. The veteran officer offered Anna a kind, reassuring smile. "Your bond with Rex is truly special," Tom said warmly, gently placing his hand on Anna's shoulder. "Trust like that isn't built overnight. You both showed incredible bravery today." Anna's throat tightened, overcome by gratitude. She had struggled with guilt and uncertainty for years, haunted by memories of her sister's tragic loss. But today, standing beside Rex in this quiet moment, she finally felt the heavy chains of grief loosen their grip. The gentle dog at her side had not only prevented disaster, but had quietly healed wounds she thought might never close. In the following days, news of Rex's actions spread, filling newspapers and news reports. Yet, Rex remained quietly unaffected by his newfound fame, continuing his duties at Anna's side with the same patient diligence. Passengers often approached Anna and Rex, offering heartfelt thanks or a respectful nod. Anna graciously accepted their gestures, always crediting Rex, whose gentle, watchful eyes spoke more eloquently than any praise. One afternoon, while patrolling the terminal together, Anna paused by a large window overlooking the runway, the sky bright and clear. She knelt down, gazing thoughtfully into Rex's gentle eyes. "You know," she said softly, "you did more than save lives that day. You helped me forgive myself. You showed me that trusting your heart is never a mistake." Rex tilted his head gently, his ears slightly perked, listening intently. Anna smiled, running her hand lovingly over his dense, comforting coat. "I promise," she whispered, "I will never ignore your instincts again." A young boy and his mother approached slowly, shy admiration clear on their faces. The boy, no older than 8, with messy brown hair and wide, curious eyes, stepped forward cautiously. "Excuse me," he said politely, "can I say hello to Rex?" Anna smiled warmly, nodding. The boy knelt, gently extending his small hand. Rex quietly stepped forward, softly touching his nose to the boy's fingers, eliciting a delighted smile. "Thank you, Rex," the boy whispered earnestly, eyes bright with wonder. Anna watched quietly, her heart full. Rex had not only inspired trust and courage within her, but had awakened something beautiful and genuine in those around them. He had quietly reminded everyone that strength was not always loud or forceful, but sometimes found in silence, patience, and unwavering trust. As the boy and his mother walked away, Anna stood beside Rex, her voice soft but filled with quiet conviction. "You're a hero, Rex," she said gently, her hand resting lightly on his strong shoulders. Rex gazed up at her, content, steady, unwavering in his gentle silence. Together they stood quietly, guardians of trust and hope, understanding deeply that listening to even the smallest instincts could change the world profoundly. The airport bustled around them, unaware of the quiet gratitude that now filled Anna's heart. Gratitude for the silent companion whose gentle, steadfast loyalty had changed her life forever. Sometimes the deepest truths speak softly, found in quiet courage, gentle loyalty, and the silent sacrifices we might easily overlook. Rex reminded us that listening closely to those we trust can lead us safely through darkness, toward healing and hope. If this story touched your heart, please consider joining our community, subscribe, and stay connected, because every quiet hero deserves to have their story heard.